So we will be working with VBA macros in Excel. So what is VBA? VBA stands for Visual Basic for Applications. It is a programming language which is incorporated in Microsoft Excel, in Microsoft Access, MS PowerPoint, and MS Word. So in Excel programming language, with the help of the VBA, we used to create macros and we used to create the custom worksheet functions. So then comes the technical definition of the VBA. It says that it's an event driven programming language which is developed by Microsoft. Then comes the question, what is event driven programming? Normally day to day we have an access to the electronic devices such as the cell phone. So normally you find that there is an event triggered in your device continuously. Maybe it could be a message or it could be any other event which is popping up in your cell phone, right? If I take an example of a message, so event is a message which is popping up in the cell phone and you are the user who is interacting with the event. So you are responding to the event, right? So you just click the message and open it. You are just interacting with the event. In similar way, in Excel, Excel is an object, right? So we have to interact with the object, right? So I've taken a simple example is something that happens during the runtime of your application, right? So normally when you hover a mouse, right? I'm just hovering a mouse over here and there, or I'm just clicking a mouse, an event is triggered. So this I'll just help. This is in website, right? Website is content.breatheco.de, right? In this they have shown how the event works, right? So if I select one of the event over here, these are the events, right? So clicking a mouse is an event, moving a mouse is an event, and hovering your mouse is an event, and mouse out, double click, right click. So these are the event, right? So suppose I go for the mouse move. So now when I start hovering my pointer here and there, you find that event is getting triggered. So this is what called as event driven programming, right? So I'm just hovering over here. You find that in the instruction, you find that the target ID said no ID is assigned. Then you start watching the target ID. In this, it says that the instruction message. So move your mouse and the event is triggering, right? Then I just go to first button. In the target ID, it says my button. So this is what event driven programming, right? So we are just, an event is getting triggered, or if I just go to select some, say right click, right? So in this case, suppose I click right click, you find that this is an event that you're triggering. So just you are just as an user interacting with the event, right? So we are more concerned with the Excel part, right, where we have to work with the macros, right? So now normally the MX Excel, when you see the MX Excel over here, in the tabs you find a tab is required. The tab is called developer tab. So in default, the developer tab is not visible in Excel. So what you have to do is that you have to activate the developer tab so that it should get visible in the tabs which is given above. So in this, place your cursor, place your pointer, okay, in your anywhere in the ribbon part, and right click and click customize the ribbon, right? Right click and customize the ribbon, click that. You find an Excel option dialog box will open. In that customize ribbon, you select the developer checkbox, right? Just click, make a right tick over here and ensure that you click OK. So you find that our developer tab is available in your other tabs, okay? You have the developer tab given over here. So in this developer tab, we will be creating the macros, right? So you just click the developer tab, you find the macros is available over here. So you have the in the code section, you find the macros over here. So first thing is that you are using the record macro. So just, it's like macro is nothing but it's like tape recorder, right? Normally in earlier years, normally we play, we record, we play, we stop. Once again we play, the recorded version will be visible. The same, similar, it is the same thing that we are working with, right? So a macro will help you in automating the sequence of task, repeated task. It will help you in automating the repeated task in a very easiest way. Suppose I work with a simple macro part. Suppose I go here and click the record macro. So this will open a record macro dialog box and it will be asking for a record. What could be the name of the macro? So you can give any name of the macro. Suppose I say I'm going to make an name, say add, right? And shortcut key, ensure that shortcut key should be carefully given here, because normally don't give any control C or control V, which is the default function. Okay, so that will get triggered. Please don't do that. So you can put any key, shortcut keys you record, control plus shift plus V or control plus shift plus P, any keys you can give. Then it will be stored in the macro workbook. Then you just click OK. It will start recording, right? So it will start recording. So you find that it start recording, right? So I'll just put some random values over here, 34, 56, 78, right? Then I put 45, and I require this sums to be added. Sum, tab key, then I'll be selecting this one and pressing enter. So this is the simple task what I have done. Then what you have to do is you have to stop the macro. So once you stop your macro, then you find that you can work with the macro right now. So just clear this one. Okay, you don't have anything in values over here. I go to the view macros, right? Click here. You find the macro dialog box will open. In this, you can run the macro name called add. So just click here, run. You find that the values is automatically added over here, shown to it's automatically done. So one by one, if I going to do this, it will take a lot of time. So automatically it has done, right? In similar way, I require that this part has to be shown here also. If I'm going to select a particular range of cells over here, and I want this to be repeated here also. If I run the macros, it is not shown here. So in that case, in below the record macro, you have use relative references. Okay, this relative references button will help you out in, suppose you require that this values have to be shown in a particular range of cells. Suppose I'm going to select this particular range of cell. I want the macro to be triggered over here. The same value have to be triggered over here. For that, once again, what I have to do that I have to record the macro by selecting the use relative references, right? Suppose I select the range over here. So I put, first you have to select the use relative references, right? Select over here, right? Then go to record macro, right? Here macro 2 will come. I'll just press OK and I type say 340, then say 230, 400, then I put 200. So then I just add it, sum of these numbers, then I press enter. So this is the value and I stop recording it. Now I go to macros and you have the name given to is macro 2. So in this case, I can make the same repeated task in any of the range of the cells. Suppose I select this one particular range and I go to macro and I start selecting the macro 2 and run it. You find that whatever the values we have, it has been here, it has been displayed here, right? So this is the help of your use relative references over here. So yes, use relative reference so that the macros are recorded with actions related to the initial selected cell.